Hey y'all, today I will be recording a look using the STARR collection from MAC. I have the quad palette that's a go-getter that my husband got me for Christmas, along with the lipstick that is called Mama Star and the lip pencil mahogany. So I'm gonna go ahead and film this all up. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you think. Leave your comment. Alrighty, so let's get into it. Ooh, Patrick Star. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do, as you can tell, I always do this first. I go ahead and I prime my eyelids and I make sure I set them with my Laura Mercier setting powder. For my transition colors, I'm going to be using the colors Soft Brown and Amber Lights. So I take my MAC 224 brush. That is a blender brush. It's very, very pointed. I love to use it because it just makes putting the color exactly where I want it to go a lot easier. So I start with this color right underneath my brow bone. As usual, as most transition colors go, I just make sure I'm very precise in where I put it because I do not like to lose my concealer underneath my brows. So I'm going to do the same thing on both sides when I do this as well. And I really like the way this color is going on. It's not too dark. It's not too light. It kind of reminds me a lot of my brown script that I already use with MAC. So that kind of works. It's not too much deviation from what I normally have. And I really got to work on not chewing on my gums when I do this. But I'm a newbie. We'll see how it goes later on. So for my next color I'm going to use, it's a soft brown. And I'm just going to take that color and kind of lighten this transition color up just a little. It was a little dark to me, so, and I really don't like it to look like I'm doing a full smoky eye. I really just want this to go on kind of natural as far as transition. So I'm just going to go back in with that color and lighten up the Swiss chocolate. And I'll make sure I blend that out real good on both sides. Make sure they are even on both sides, people. That's important. Both eyes need to look the same. They should definitely be twins. Definitely be twins if you blend right and you take your time and you're putting them on at the same time. So afterwards, I'm going to take the color called I'm Into It. And that's going to be the color that I use right there in the crease of my eyelids. And I'm just going to blend that in on both sides. I always make sure that I clean my brush off in between. I don't show you guys that, but it's very important that you clean your brush just so you don't have too much transfer of your other colors when you go back and forth. And you can use different brushes if you want to. I'm just a big fan of this brush right now and my Sigma brushes. So I try to stick with one or two brushes when I'm doing my eyeshadow. If I'm not doing a super complicated look, if I'm not trying to cut a crease or anything like that, I try to just stick with the same brushes. And I'm just going to make sure I'm blending using circular motions and really getting that color on my eyelids right in the crease. And as you can see, my eyes already have a little bit more depth already than it already did. You don't want it to just look plain and kind of blotted on there. Just blend. Okay, Patrick. Okay. I'm feeling this color a lot on me. And once I'm content with this, I'm going to take this color called Amber Lights, which is going to be the color that I use on my lids. The very, very pretty golden color. Kind of creamy. And I'm going to take my MAC brush that I have, and I'm going to spray this brush with my Color du Jour setting spray. And I'm going to put that color on wet. So just stay with me here. Oops, got a little too much. As you can see, I tried to put some on already with the dry brush and it just didn't give me the pop that I needed. So I went and wet my brush. We're going to try this again. Starting at the center of my lids, working my way all the way over from the inside of my lids to the outside. I'm going to put this color on, and it's very creamy. It goes on a lot better when I wet my brush, I noticed, and it definitely pops more when I wet the brush. So if you don't wet your brushes, you don't have to, but I can tell you it definitely makes a difference um, when it comes to making your colors pop. So I'd recommend doing it. And I just make sure I do the same thing on both sides. Of course, put those colors, I always start in the center, and then after I pat it on, I kind of smooth it on like using a paintbrush motion, but not until I actually get it exactly where I want it to go. And I really like the way this look is looking already. I like that I can do everything I need in this one palette. I don't have to go back and forth from different transition colors. This palette really has a transition color, has a nice pop in it that I want. I can do a matte look. If I don't want to do the shimmery look, I can also use this other color in here if I don't want a glossy look. So I like the convenience of having all of this in one palette. So I'm really feeling this. Now, before I blend, like I said, I want to make sure I clean my brush. I'm using my Sephora brush cleaner. After it's cleaned, then I'm going to go in and I'm just going to blend out any harsh lines that may have happened while I put on that, what's this, Amber Lights color. And just make sure I blend that into the transition color that I put on my crease with a clean brush. That's key. And I'll do the same thing on the other side, of course, making sure I don't lose any of my transition color, but I'm also not taking away from that nice, pretty golden color that's on there already. And blending is key. I try to make sure that I'm not, going too far up or going too far down. I just want to stay in that crease and get those harsh lines out of there with a clean brush. And there you go. I'm really feeling this. So one thing I didn't like was I felt like I lost a lot of my my transition color on the outside. So I'm just going to go back in with that I'm into it and just put a little bit more on there. And I'll just blend it using this MAC brush just because I don't really like losing my color and I don't like if my eyeshadow looks like it stopped too short. So just going to blend that in there. Not a big deal. Then I take that brush and I'll just blend it all together. That's more like it. That's kind of more of the look I'm going for. Oh, you're shimmy. Okay. Make sure I do the same thing on both sides. Whatever I do on one side, I do on the other, unless it just looks blatantly off. And I'm just trying to balance it out. But I really wanted to make sure I had the same look on both sides. I'm also going to take my MAC brush that I just used to add more of that color, and I'm going to go underneath the lash line so I can add some of that that kind of dark chocolate color underneath there. Be careful, it will get in your eyes. And just blend that on my lash line. Just gives my eyes a complete color from top to bottom. And I'm really feeling this. Go on, Patrick. Go on, Patrick. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my mascara. And I'm using a MAC Bold Mascara. I like to add my mascara before I add my lashes. I've already added my liner. If you guys want to see how I do that, just please watch any of my other videos. I use my my Lancome eyeliner. It's very easy to use. And I'm just adding this mascara before I put my lashes on because I don't like to put mascara on my lily lashes because it's really not necessary for one, and I really don't like to have to clean my lily lashes because once you get them wet, I feel like that's it. You're done. You won't get as many uses out of it as you want. Now, I'm also going to take the same mascara. It comes with a smaller wand, and I'm going to use that mascara, and I'm going to put that underneath on my bottom lashes. And I did not prime this before, which I regret not doing, but it's always best if I prime my bottom lashes first and just make sure it pops a little bit better. But I didn't do that, and it's sad, but yep, it still gets the job done without it. So that just gives your bottom lashes a little bit more pop. Now, I got a little bit too much mascara, in my bottom lid, and I'm just going to take a Q-tip and get that off, and just kind of, there we go. All right, so now it doesn't look super off. There we go. Now I'm going to add my Lily lashes, and I'm using the Lily lashes for Sephora. They were 2 for $40. One thing I do is I want to make sure I measure my lashes before I just put them on, and make sure I fit them to my eyes, which I've already done. And I'm just clipping the ends and showing you guys why I do that. And that's very important because you don't want your lashes to extend too far up. That will cause your lashes to raise. So I take my dual lash glue, and I'm going to add that glue. And you can do it however you want. I usually add it straight to the band, but you just got to be careful to make sure that you don't add too much and it doesn't go onto the actual lash and kind of stick to the band. If it's easier for you, you can use the back of whatever brushes you have. That's another way you can do it, and just kind of, smooth it on with whatever brush that you have. But this for me has just been what works for me, and I try to stick with what works for me. So I add my dual lash glue on both lashes, and then I kind of let them dry, and then I go back and I go and put the lash on that's the driest first. And since the Lily Lash collection came with a lash applicator, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys how I use that and add the lashes that way, without just having to, use my hands, which I think is super convenient having a lash applicator. But again, go with what works for you. If it's easier for you to just do it by your hands, obviously, do it that way. This was just a bonus that came with the lash pack, so figured I'd show you guys how I used it. Alrighty, and after I feel like that glue is nice and tacky, I'll go ahead and I'll add it to the top of my lash line, not on my actual lashes. Okay, I like it. Easy, simple, quick. Making sure it's on there good. Now it's time to do my lips. So I'm using the lip liner that I mentioned previously. And I'm going to do this real fast, not to bore you guys. You guys know how to put lipstick on, but I do not like overlining my lips, y'all. That's just not me. My lips are already nice and full as it is. So I'm just going to add that, and let's see. Ooh, yes, that's it. That's the one. Alrighty, so here you guys go. My completed look using my complete Patrick STARR collection. So proud of him. And I tried to use as much MAC products as I could just to support the cause. But, yep, I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you soon. Make sure you like and subscribe.